It's okay? All right, cool. Like we said, my name is Karl. I'm the executive chef at Maggiano's in this location for the last, I got some pants here. For the last 7 years. I opened actually a restaurant with the company itself 15 years. I opened Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Cincinnati, a little bit in Chicago. So there's a lot of history involved. So I'm the executive chef partner also with the company, and we evolved over time in terms of celiac. And I gotta tell you, thank you very much for coming out to the restaurant and having the courage to come to the restaurant. That means a lot. My mother-in-law, she's celiac also. She lives in Chicago. We go out there maybe 2-3 times a year, and I know how it is when you're on the other side as a guest. And I'm sure you guys can attest to it. You order a side salad, croutons. Please take the croutons off because I'm celiac. You go, what? Who? Celiac? They don't know. So anyway, so how it goes is that basically the salad goes back in the kitchen, the chef picks out the croutons, and it goes back to the table, and then my mother-in-law says, yeah, exactly like I see at every other restaurant. They're taking off the croutons and then bring it back to the table. Not good. But it's a typical example. It's a typical what I see out there. So we went back and said, hey, look, can we make a difference? Can we make a difference in terms of cooking, in terms of being safe out there, and all that kind of good stuff? So we looked at some recipes, a lot of recipes, and I give you a perfect example, for example, marinara sauce. We had flour in there. And we asked ourselves, why do we have flour in the marinara sauce? Why? What's the reason behind it? And we looked at the consistency, we looked at the taste, we looked at, you know, there got to be a way somehow to do it without the flour. And fair enough, very simple reason, we came up with tomato paste. Let's put more tomato paste in the marinara sauce, therefore it's gluten-free. Boom, win-win situation. Then the meat sauce became gluten-free, then Alfredo sauce became gluten-free, tomato vodka sauce became gluten-free. So there's so many things all of a sudden, they're gluten-free, and so wow, that's great. So a lot of people come to the restaurant and say, wow, you know, you have all this kind of stuff going on. And I say, yeah, we look into it. And here's behind the scenes, what you guys need to know is, first of all, it's not that difficult. And I tell my guys, some co-workers around the city, very simple fact, it's a win-win situation. If you gain the trust from some person who has any kind of allergies, garlic, celiac, dairy, peanuts, nut allergies, whatever, and you build that trust that that person comes, or family, whoever it is, comes to your restaurant, it's a win-win situation. You can't lose. So we try to make a difference. Going back to my mother-in-law, we try to make a difference in our restaurant. Say, look, I mean, we have to build the trust out there. We have to build something that people feel comfortable in eating in our restaurant. And I think we have done a great job so far. Does anybody know where Maggiano's is, first of all? All right, okay. If you don't know where it is, look on the website, maggianos.com. There's my picture also everywhere. So, 44 restaurants across the nation. We have one in Cleveland. We have 6 of them in Chicago. All over the city. So, let me see if I'm on track over here. Let me talk a little bit about our policy. We talked about it earlier on too with some people. How does it work when people with allergies? And by far the biggest allergy out there is celiac, by far. I have about anywhere between 5 and 10 people in our restaurant coming with celiac. So it's very, very common. So you're not alone. By far the biggest one we have out there. That is probably nuts, dairy, celiac, by far, far, far the biggest one. So the way how it works, basically, you come in a restaurant, you make reservations. Tonight is probably not a good idea. We have about 350 reservations, so it's about 2 hours of a wait. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's a great time to come to a restaurant, make reservations, call ahead of time. And the server takes a note and tell the server, hey, I have an allergy, whatever the case may be, dairy, garlic, nuts, whatever the case may be. And one of the chefs, if I'm on duty, I will come out to the table and I will talk to you folks and say, look, what do you have a taste for? Maybe yesterday you had a taste for fish, today is pasta, whatever the case may be. So we're talking about it. Somehow I like spinach, or I don't like garlic in it, or whatever the case may be. So we put the dish together, actually, the guest and one of the chefs. I have 2 more chefs working, there's Joe and Nathan. They're also very, very great guys. And they will come to the table, we're discussing it, and then us, as chefs, we're going back actually into the kitchen, onto the stove, and cook the food. So there's a couple of things that works out really well is that we take the guessing out of the whole thing. Is if you talk to the waiter talks to us, and then you talk to the cook. So there's a whole chain of command going on, and you're missing some stuff in between. So we said, look, we got to cut it all out. One of the chefs, me or the other two guys, come into the table, talk to your folks, and say, look, that's what we're going to do. We cook it and we bring it perfectly back to the guest, to the table itself. And hopefully it meets the standards. It's certainly gluten-free, all dairy-free, whatever the case will be, but the taste. 99.9% is right on, so you're safe. How many people have been in different locations than Cincinnati? There you go. Some folks, cool. Again, it's 44 restaurants across the nation, so if it's Denver, Atlanta, Chicago, whatever the case may be. So, a couple of housekeeping notes over here. What we have, I got to make a very simple pasta today, because I can't go and cook for 2 hours over here and lose all you guys, but so I want to make it simple, so stuff that you can cook at home too, versus something really fancy, looks great, and I don't know how to do it, so I want to get away from this. So we cook in a very simple pasta dish. With some of our sauces, a lot of garlic, a lot of white wine, a lot of basil. Then we have a couple of, I'll show the microphone also. Email list over here, very important guys. I think you get $10 off on your birthday. Some great offers throughout the year. We have the pasta dish, and we're going to finish up with some desserts over here. We have some creme brulee, which is gluten-free. We have also in the restaurant. It's available all the time. Let me talk a little bit about this good boy right here. Gluten-free pasta. That's the one that we serve in the restaurant. It's manzofoods.com. It's based on corn. The reason why we're using corn pasta is taking a... Is it good? Good. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Very nice. Video here, you want to take it? There you go. Cool. All right, I have a couple more here. Fusilli pasta. We experimented with rice pasta over and over, all day long, 24 hours a day. It did not come out. The angel hair pasta we find, I hope I'm not offending anybody out there, but it didn't come out. So we switched to regular corn-based pasta, which is a very, very good product. I have to plug the company a little bit over here. They're really doing a great job. So anyway, let me start cooking over here. When we're done, we switch over to dessert. We have some wonderful sauces also over here, 100% gluten-free, of course, and all natural too. I gave this away later on, so I don't want to take them back to the restaurant. Okay. Let me make sure. What we do, you can see this over here. It's our gluten-free pasta. We cook it. I cook it separated already. We don't do it in our restaurant, but what you can do, you can cook it, you can cool it, and you can put it in the freezer. And you can take it out of the freezer so it stays. That works out really, really well. And again, cooking gluten-free, I tell my folks out there, it's not that difficult. You just have to learn how to read the labels and see what's on the label. If you're not sure, the lady here before me, she had plenty of, hey, how you doing? I remember you went to the restaurant, right? Yes. There you go, sit. There you go. Tell the folks. Please do.
Folks,
there you go.
you want a really good meal, eat there.
There you go.
Plain, good food, and an actual meal, not the stuff where they take something out.
Thanks. Hey, you know what we're just talking about? I keep talking, I need to cook a little bit too. We have on the menu what we call, today and tomorrow, TNT we call it. Where is it here? Down here. The way how it works is, keep your thought for 1 second. $12.95, we cook you one pasta to eat in a restaurant and you can take one home. So for $12.95, you can't really beat it. And we make some of them gluten-free. Majority of them are gluten-free. Lasagna we can't really do because it's got the layers in between, but the corn pasta can do a lot of magic. So, cool. Let me start cooking over here before I keep talking and lose you guys. All right, the burner's working. You're in luck. All right, so One of the best things what I love is you have extra virgin olive oil,